Networking community. We are so excited about our grand giving conference coming up tomorrow and the next day, Thursday and Friday, December 8th and December 9th. And the time frame is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time. And we have 26 speakers over the 2 days. And each of those speakers have curated talks for 5 minutes. We'll have much opportunity for you to network and meet other businesses from around the world. And today we have our keynote speaker joining us here on Restream. And we are so excited to have her here today. And she's written an incredible book. I just want to share it with you. It's called Passion to Purpose. Susan's got her book there too. And we are just thrilled to have Amy McLaren be our keynote speaker on December the 8th. And I'd like to introduce Amy to you. She is a purposeful, passionate entrepreneur, a world traveler, and the co-founder of Village Impact, a Canadian charity committed to improving education throughout the developing world. It really has inspired her to her love for travel as well as education. And she founded the Village Impact in 2006 with her husband, Stu McLaren. And since then, they have helped thousands of students receive quality education. Now, Amy, your talk that you're going to do for us on December the 8th is Passion to Purpose. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be focusing on tomorrow?
Yeah, but first of all, thank you so much for having me, and hello to everyone that's watching this. I can't wait to chat more in depth with you tomorrow for the event. But yeah, I've put together a great presentation that I hope and I know that you will get value from. But I'm going to walk through 3 parts of my presentation tomorrow. The first part being all about passion. I found over the years and writing that book that some women get stuck and don't know how to identify their passion, or they think that they've lost it and trying to reconnect with it again. I'm a huge believer in that when you are passionate about something, you're in that possibility mindset. I often say a passion mindset is a possibility mindset, because when you're in that moment, you can really be creative and think what you want for your life or your business or what you're working on. The second part I'm going to dive into is kind of going through self-doubt, because as I've built businesses, built my nonprofit and built several other businesses, self-doubt, no matter what you're diving into, always shows up, right? And everything that we do, it always shows up. And I have some fun, kind of personal, embarrassing stories that I'm going to share about how I've kind of worked through self-doubt and worked through my self-doubt in front of thousands of people. So I'm going to share some of that and how I've kind of made that work for myself and my family and what I do. And then lastly, dive into how to use that passion and use it to do more good in the world. Because my husband and I both believe that we can use passions to do more good. You don't need millions of dollars. You don't need thousands of dollars. You can do 1 or 2 things that can leave an imprint on somebody's life or make a mark in the world. So we do a few things in our businesses and in our charity that I'm going to share in that presentation too, because I think it's a journey. A passion is kind of like a journey, and you find your passion, you use it to do more good, and implement these things that can help other people. Because I think we're always building our legacy, and that's something I talk to in the book, where oftentimes we get stuck in that concept of legacy and what does that mean as you build your purpose and your passion. But I believe we're building that every day. So the things that I'll talk about in the presentation are things that you can take away and implement into your business and into your life as well.
Oh, I'm so excited, Susan. I honestly, Amy, I told you this before we got on. Oh, Tucker behind me, my dog is excited too. Okay, he's awesome. But people, we all need to receive this kind of information to inspire us to make a bigger difference in the world. And Susan and I created the Grand Connection because of that moment when we knew businesses needed business education support and a community. So we welcome you to come to our event, and we have some incredible prizes, don't we, and gifts, Susan? with the grand giveaway?
Yes. You know that this is our best, I'd say our grandest, because everything's grand around here. It's our grandest event of the year. It's going to have there's a large number of people registered that are coming to connect, create, and collaborate. And you get to meet other members of the Grand Connection community too, who are going to be sharing their wisdom on how they use grand giving in their business as well as mindset and success strategies for you to take that passion you have to that next level. And it's also the launch of the grand giveaway, which members over 65, I think we're at 68 members now as of today, have contributed gifts to help you succeed. So these are all sorts of tools, business assessments, online courses, trainings, one-on-one consultations, sessions. There's meditations in there. It's phenomenal. There's over 10,000 in gifts, and they are free for everyone who attends. So we'd love you to come. We'd love you to meet our members. You must hear Amy's keynote because it's the book of the year for Carolyn and I. We were in love with your book, Amy. And everybody needs to read this, and everybody needs to hear Amy's talk, and everybody needs to come to connect, create, and collaborate, and find the way to experience grand giving and use that to change the world.
Absolutely. And the times again, I just want to clarify, it's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time, and that's 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. And for our members and our guests in the UK and Scotland, which we have a lot of people over there, it's from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So we welcome everybody. This is a free event. Everybody is welcome. We have a lot of people registered right now. You'll have an incredible opportunity to meet other business in our small breakout rooms. So the flow goes 3 5-minute curated talks, and then we have a breakout room. And we also are focusing on a fundraiser, right, Susan? Susan went to Uganda in September, and her and her husband hired a tour consultant, and they went to a school that he has founded and created a foundation, which is very similar to Amy's foundation, Village Impact. So Susan, why don't you share a little bit about Robert and his foundation, and then we'll move over to Amy so she can share about Village Impact too.
And I have to say, Amy, I was at your fundraiser last week that you guys had online, and you inspired me to take what we've been doing. Like, we donated some money to the Mother Magdalene Foundation in Uganda, which is for the Mother Magdalene School. And Robert, he's going to be at this event. He was a student in a school in his village, and his family didn't have money to send him to school, and so his village raised money for him to go to school because he showed that he was had the interest in school, he was reading lots, and he had potential. And he believes, as we do at the Grand Connection, in people achieving their grand potential. So he got supported by his village. They bought him a bike when he had to go to high school. He drove over, it was 20 kilometers. That's a long way on a bike to go to school back and forth for 4 years to get his high school. And then he did so well. He worked in a Coke factory to pay for when he was at the boarding school, to pay for his schooling. And he got a scholarship to go to the university in Uganda and became a tour consultant. So he has an amazing story of preservation and determination and working hard from circumstances that were not the best. And he's now giving back. So, when he does the tour consulting, his tips go directly to the school. He's raising as much money as he can. He's built a school that has over 160 children. 120 of them are orphans from his village, and he's giving that back. And we want to help them raise some money to get a water tank, and to help one of the girls who's going to go on to high school, who wants to be a doctor, to get her a head start too. So I'd love you to come and meet Robert. And it's Amy, it's you and Impact Village that inspired us to do this. So I just want to thank you, because that's what you're doing. You're helping inspire people to do grand giving in their lives and to find a way. We are so lucky, where we live, and the opportunities we have. And if we can just help in some way, we can just make a difference in the world, and just, one bicycle at a time. So, thank you, Amy. I'm gonna start to cry. I've been crying lots. And, tell us your story about how you started your nonprofit.
Yeah, so Village Impact is what it's known for today. And first of all, thank you for coming to our fundraiser we just had. We just had a fundraiser a few days ago online that was successful, and I just appreciate everybody that came to that and showed up and the speakers we had. But today it's known as Village Impact. But I mean, we've had our nonprofit for years, and it's so funny because people often think that, oh, you just started it, but it's been around in our lives since 2006, 2007. It started as the name World Teacher Aid. Which now I look at it and I'm like, oh man, that wasn't a great name. But I started it because I was a teacher by trade. So I did teach grade 1 for 10 years in Canada, and then resigned about 6-7 years ago to pursue my entrepreneurial endeavors, the charity included. But the charity really started with one of my passions. My passions are education and giving back. And I kind of grew up giving back as a kid. We would go to shelters a lot with my families. We would, at Christmas time, we'd have strangers at our homes, making them lunches. And we were just always giving back in service to other people and helping people. So I'll never forget, there was one pinnacle moment. We were sitting, my husband and I were sitting down, we were watching Oprah's Big Give. And for anyone that remembers that show or doesn't, it was an amazing show, right? And we would sit there and we'd watch it, and Oprah would go into these communities and help all these people. And one of those shows, and you start crying, and my husband would cry, I would drink my wine, and he would have his water. And I said to Stu at that moment, I said, babes, I'm like, this is what I want to do, but I don't want to do it in Canada. I want to go overseas, because one of my other passions is travel. It's learning about other cultures. It's being with other cultures. It's just learning from other people. And I said, I really want to help overseas, because that's what I feel really drawn to and connected to. And at that point, it was December. We argue about this, but it was maybe the end of November. He thinks it was a week before Christmas, but I don't think it was. But I said, okay, I'm like, we need to fundraise money. The only time I can go being a teacher, right, was Christmas. And he's like, okay. He's like, we can't do it at Christmas. I'm like, but we have to fundraise money at Christmas time, because I can't go any other time. And I don't want to wait till next summer. So we had a fundraiser. We raised $14,000. We took that down to El Salvador. We helped out a school there. And that was kind of the start. And then that led us going to Africa, because for some reason, we both have this draw to Africa. We always have. Led us to Kenya, where we've partnered with local organizations. And that was really the start of our organization when we landed in Kenya. And it became Village Impact. And in a nutshell, what we do is we help bring education to rural communities in Kenya through partnerships with local organizations on the ground, as well as the Kenyan government. So we've built 15 schools now, and with that, each school, we partner with the government, so the schools are fully sustainable. If Stu and I were to walk away tomorrow, there would still be thousands of kids attending the schools, and that was a huge, big part of what we wanted to do. But I tell you, I didn't have on my vision board starting a nonprofit. And when we started this nonprofit, I had $300 in the bank account. No idea how I was going to raise tens of thousands of dollars. But I knew that I was passionate about it, and that I really wanted to make a difference, and that I felt drawn to it. But yeah, so now, I mean, it's a multi-million-dollar nonprofit, but it started not where it is today, wasn't where it was about 15 years ago. It started with $300 in the bank account and working towards a dream and something I was passionate about.
I just love it. And it is about having the dream. It is, I mean, when we met with Robert, Susan met him in September, and I just met him a few days ago on Zoom. I mean, I just cried, Amy. Yeah. My heart was so big. And I said to Robert, I promise you, I will bring this love that I'm feeling right now to the event. So Susan and I believe so much in education too, because that's what we've done in business, teaching businesses. For me, oh my goodness, 35 years. And that's where Susan and I met 26 years ago, teaching business. So, I mean, education can free these people. I mean, it's brought so much meaning to our lives. So people, honestly, if you're thinking about looking at 2023 as the year that you want to find more meaning, more purpose, more passion in how you're serving in your business, I honestly know that when you show up at our event on Thursday and Friday, you will receive that kind of inspiration, because each one of our members who are also going to be speaking with Amy have spent so much time and curated their content to be the best of the best. We are so proud of all of them too. So the links will be down below. Amy, we feel so blessed that you're a part of our community and a member now too. And, you know, I just hold this vision for this event to be incredibly impactful for businesses all around the world. How many people do we have registered so far, Susan? You said this morning?
A few more, since it's almost 300 people registered.
So you know what? Community, I really know, can solve all problems and issues, because it's people coming together. It's so much better. Mm-hmm. And that is what the Grand Connection is about. We are about grand giving, about serving first and then receiving. So we want you there. So please register and share this with all your friends, your family. It is an event for everybody to attend because it's free. And also, oh, right, the flip book, our flip book. Oh my goodness. Susan, okay, last thing we're going to talk about here. But Susan, tell them about the flip book. It's so good. Amy, wait till you see this digital flip book we've created. Well, Susan and her team. I mean, it's just
and Dave Howard, a member of the Grand Connection community, came to us at our last conference and said, how about let's make a flip book of all of the speakers afterwards. So if you can't make the whole event, it's okay. We have no rules here at the Grand Connection. You know, it's free. You do it. You can come and when you can and take use the resources that you need at the times you need them. But this flip book is all the grand talks. So they'll all be curated. Everybody's also in the flip book is giving a next step, which is a gift that they are giving you as well to next step on your journey for business growth and inspiration. So you will be receiving this after the event as well. Everybody who registers gets the flip book. So, you know, if you can't make all of it, register, get on the list. You'll get the flip book when it's ready. Amy's talk will be in there too, so you're going to hear that. But it's better in person, right, Carolyn?
Oh, so much better in person, honestly, because you really get to feel the moment, and you miss the breakout rooms. If you don't show up, you're going to miss the breakout rooms. And honestly, we've had extraordinary people build collaborations from just meeting people in the breakout rooms, where businesses from Florida have collaborated with other businesses in Australia and created incredible opportunities and really giving from a higher level in collaborating and coming together. So if you can, even if you can pop in, like for a certain length of time, then meet your clients, come in back again. You can come in anytime that it's going to work for you. So I think that's a wrap, and I want to thank Amy, and I want to thank Stu too for helping us set all this up. Your restream with us, Amy, and we look forward to your talk tomorrow. I can't believe it's tomorrow already. And follow the links down below, and we will see you at our Grand Connection Grand Giving Conference. Thanks.
Thanks.
See you then.